Thank you, everybody, and welcome to the girls. And the show didn't even get started yet, but the show is really gonna stink.
It's gonna really stink
bad.
bad, like
Really
someone
bad,
I'm sitting
isn't it?
next to.
Gosh, I show up at a show finally, and it's gonna stink.
Yeah, well, maybe it's because we're going to talk about all things that have to do with getting rid of the body odors. It seems like everybody in the United States, that I could see especially, is preoccupied with body odor. We have all the products in front of us, as you could see. So you take a bath and you use soap.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so.
I use
Some people don't believe in soap. True
and
story.
then we're worried about, perspiration, so we have our deodorants.
Okay.
And then we have our toothpaste, because you have to brush your teeth for that nice white smile. Everybody's getting the teeth whitening and everything, so we have the toothpaste. And I don't have mouthwash here because I don't use mouthwash. Do you use mouthwash?
Oh, I do.
I do.
love it.
I love mouthwash, but I don't floss a lot, and I get in trouble with the dentist every time. But I know he tells me you'll actually live longer if you floss.
Yeah.
Live longer. It's
See, that's what I do
life-threatening
instead of
that
the
I don't
mouthwash.
floss.
For not
But I love when you go to, well, we're on the dentist and they're like, "Are you flossing?" And you're like, "Yeah."
Oh, you're
and
the
they
liar.
know you're. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
lie.
If they
I
told
lie.
me that if your gums are bleeding when they do your teeth, when they clean them,
they
you're
know.
not flossing.
Mine
So
are
Well,
it's a
too.
dead
they
giveaway.
ask if you floss, so I have floss from the first time I went to the dentist to the second time, so I
see,
actually did floss.
See, so you're not really lying.
Not every day.
Yeah, but I'm like the obsessive flosser, so I don't
No,
use
I am.
mouthwash. And the reason I don't use mouthwash is because there's alcohol in it and it burns the inside of my mouth. And then I have
Yeah.
like all that skin hanging.
Really quick,
Oh,
because we are girls. But I just told somebody this the other day. I was taking my hair and ripping it off.
Ripping
and,
off?
Yeah, wait. I took a couple strands, ripped it off, and I was flossing my teeth with it.
Why?
And somebody was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Flossing my teeth." They're like, "With your
That's
hair?"
disgusting.
I'm like, "Yes, it's my hair," and I had something in my tooth, and I had no floss.
I do it all the time.
Right? It's like,
Yeah.
see, isn't that such
I
a
do it
little
all the
cute little
time.
tip?
No.
Yeah.
You mean I have all this
know how
floss
dirty
here and
your
I
hair
would spend
is?
all that money
Don't
on
even buy
floss?
floss. Just
You know
go
what
like this.
floss I like? Because I am addicted to floss now since last going to the dentist, because I stole it from my husband's cabinet, which I'm not supposed to be in, but it's flavored.
Oh, the
floss,
mint
and
Clyde.
it's not string. It's more. It's,
It's
almost
flat.
like a rubber band.
yeah.
And it's neat. It was cinnamon.
Oh, cinnamon.
Yeah. So now I'm
And they
addicted
make
to it.
bubblegum
Now I
flavored
carry
for
it in my
kids.
purse.
Nice.
My kids don't like those little toothpicks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The
and
little
then
ones that
you
that
know
have
you
the
can't
little
over floss. We know people who do over floss.
Well, in the same token, if floss, at least it helps get rid of the germs that are in your mouth, because I don't use the mouthwash. And then there's always the little pick-me-up over here for when you're in public speaking or something around people. You have mints and the gum. Just don't chew the gum in public. Maybe
Right.
put it in your mouth and suck on it or something.
Right.
And then, we have a lot of people who work at the station, and some of them are guys. So, especially after lunch, you walk around and you need this stuff.
What is that?
She's blaming the guys. I think the girls are worse
Well,
than the guys
anyhow.
at our place.
You could get any kind of room freshener, but this is called citrus mist.
Okay.
And it smells like citrus. I'm going to spray it over here, Kristen, so you don't get it in your face.
And it was silent.
Doesn't it
It
smell?
was silent.
It was silent.
Now,
Wasn't
are
it
you ever in
nice?
the bathroom? and you're, yeah.
It's like they're coming down with the airplane to
this
get
is
rid of all those
perfect.
bugs.
And you don't want anyone outside to hear you
I
doing
know.
it.
And it's mouthwash too.
Oh, nice. Let me smell. Yeah, it's
Well, it
the
smells
worst.
like
It's like
oranges.
do
not eat it.
You just get done in the bathroom, you're like, okay, it smells, what do I do? And then you take the stuff and you're just like,
Yes.
and then the person outside is like, somebody made a poopy. It's so embarrassing. So embarrassing.
They decided they might use a different
Exactly.
bathroom.
So that's
my
it. And it's
God.
like the worst thing is to go in the bathroom afterward and it's either the poopy smell, or if they have like Lysol sprayed, then you have Lysol on top of poopy. You don't like which is
That's
worse.
like gag.
Or let's talk about rooms. Now I have a boy and a girl. Now Alyssa, you walk in a room and it's like, ah, so clean, beautiful. It smells like roses. It smells like rainbows. You walk in Mason's room and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
what did you do in here? Between the sweats, the clothes that they hoard in their rooms. I mean, his room is clean though. It's just an odor. It
It's
just
a boy. It's a
smells
guy
like a
thing.
boy.
Yeah.
Nathan,
smells like a
it's
boy.
right. Nathan and I just moved, and I had all of our clothes in one hamper. I think we talked about this once before, but I had both our clothes in one hamper, and I'd walk by it and I'd go, God, I must stink. Like, what am I doing to myself? And I'd like go into the thing, and here it was like Nathan's like socks and his like stuff. And-
socks, though. They
but it's not
just
like
smell.
a smell like he's dirty. It's like a boy smell. It's
Right.
like a dirt like
It's a hormone.
you know,
or
dust,
something.
dust,
Boy,
like
yeah.
play outside,
Smells like outside.
you know, kind of thing. So
Well-
now I have separated our clothes.
Well, when Sam and I were very lucky to go to Europe, I noticed there that the people are very clean and neat and they look all put together, and they really are beautifully dressed, but they don't use deodorant. They use a lot of colognes and perfumes, and they think that the sweat and whatever is alluring for people. And to me, it was like, it's not really good. I was like, PU. The guys were really handsome, but they had that odor, and they just think that that's really sexy. And I think that's why sometimes the women don't shave.
They don't shave,
because,
yeah.
they like the sweat to linger there on the hair. And it's like, that's supposed to be very, what do you call it? Aphrodisiac. It's an aphrodisiac.
Note to
yeah.
self,
Oda,
date no
yeah.
one from Europe.
Tips about how you can keep yourself smelling good. I looked up, and the first one was bathe.
Yeah,
What a
hello.
shocker!
With the
Take
soap.
a bath with soap. Don't use antiperspirant deodorant, and it says there why not to. I guess you're supposed to. If you put stuff over yourself and you smell, you're not masking it. You need to clean that smell off
Oh, yeah.
first. Well, that's to change your clothes, your socks, your underwear, store clothes where air can get to them. Sometimes if you store your clothes and then because now we're into
Yeah,
spring
try
and summer,
washing
so
your
you have
clothes
to
first.
all those clothes that you had packed away, wash them before you wear them. Adjust your diet and lifestyle. Interesting. Stop smoking, floss daily, which we mentioned, and use disposable cleaning sheets, which Jasmine, tell us what you
yeah.
tell us about disposable wipes.
Tell us about the wipes.
I mean, when I go to the bathroom, I just, instead of using just toilet paper, I like to use wet wipes that you can flush down the toilet. So that's just what I do. I think it keeps you extra fresh.
It was funny because when Jasmine started with us, I'm seeing these baby wipes in the bathroom. I'm thinking,
Nosy pants. Who uses the wet wipes?
well, I mean, they're right out. Is there a baby coming to work with us or something? So whose baby wipes around here? They're mine. I'm clean.
Well, you know what? A very interesting way to actually help with sweating is acupuncture. And we're going to talk about that coming up.
We are.
Is that
Coming
right?
back, coming back on the next segment. Stay with us because we're going to have acupuncture performed on me. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're having a good time watching us. And as always, we know that there are a bunch of girls out there who have been chatting with us on Facebook and telling us how they get together on Saturday morning to watch the show, the premiere of it that's on Saturday, and then it continues for the rest of the week. And we're enjoying all of the great comments out there. So this segment, we're going to show you something that a lot of people are unfamiliar with, and I was really intrigued by it. I had acupuncture done. And the reason I went to have it done is because I had had surgery 2 years ago on a vein in my leg, which that was successful, but when I woke up, my foot was numb. And it stayed numb. So I have neuropathy is what it's called. I've had all kinds of treatments for it. I've gone to foot doctors who've done TENS units on my legs. I had 8 pads on each leg where we did that for several minutes and whatever. And then going to Dr. Bafil, I had the light treatment with the LED, with the laser. So anyhow, we went to have the acupuncture done as sort of my last resort because I didn't want to have more surgery.
Oh, I could have put needles in your foot for free.
So I'm actually the guinea pig for this because no one else has had it that I know of to have this done. So I was a little nervous when I went, but we had a nice visit, and he did say I was a good candidate for it. So we're going to show the clip now of my visit. Okay, and another new experience for me. Today I am at the office of Dr. Eric Pedersen, and I'm going to experience acupuncture and something that I'm totally unfamiliar with. Dr. Pedersen, thank you for doing this for me and for the girls and letting us show everything we're going to do. First of all, what is acupuncture? What is the process of this?
Acupuncture is the placement of needles in specific points in the body. They're organized into meridians, and by treating the acupuncture points, we relieve the conditions.
Okay, so now you mentioned that we're going to put needles in. So what are they, like little tiny needles like this, or what do the needles look like? How big are the needles?
They are small needles. These are number 40, which are the standard size that I use for acupuncture on the body.
Okay, well, they look pretty big to me.
Okay. When you have a blood test done, they'll use an 18 or a 20 gauge needle. These are 40. This needle fits through the bore of an insulin syringe. Okay, you can probably not see this very well. And then the needle may or may not be visible. I can see it, against the paper here, but I don't know if it'll show up.
All right, well, here goes the first needle. Let's see if I'm going to feel it.
The closest site to the nerve is here. It's a defined acupuncture point. It's called kidney 3, and we're going to just insert into this area. And
Little
both.
pinchy. Not pain, but a little.
So you
just a
can
tiny
feel it.
pinch. I could feel it, but
Okay.
it wasn't uncomfortable.
You can feel it, which is good. So we're going to pick out some other points just so that when I apply the electricity, I have another end to connect it to.
Oh, so then there's electricity on top of this. It's almost like the Frankenstein thing. Will my hair be standing up straight?
I'm using electricity because we're dealing with the nerve in this type of treatment. In your case, we're doing more nerve stimulation.
Nerve stimulation. Okay, well, did you have the machine on you? Because I don't feel any kind of a...
No, I don't have it on
thing
yet.
under
I'm
here.
going to turn it on. And good. So you should feel this a little bit.
Oops, well, I feel it.
Okay.
You could even see it. My foot is
Yeah,
like
you-
jumping like crazy.
Yeah, the muscle will start to jump. So I just turned it up to make sure that there's a connection.
Ew, there's a connection.
So is it gone away now? You don't feel
It's gone away.
Okay, same thing with this. You feel it?
Now I feel it in my toe.
Yeah, that's in your toe, the pink one.
Okay, well, I'm going to sit here for 20 minutes and have my treatment, and I guess I'll let you know on the show how everything turned out at another show on the girls.
Well, that was very interesting to see the procedure done. I would think if you got a needle in your foot, it would hurt. Did it hurt at all?
It didn't. Surprisingly, it didn't. I did actually have a sensation, though, which he said was great, because I did feel the needle going in, being that I went for numbness in the
Right.
foot with no feeling. So I did feel it, which was great, but it wasn't pain. And all the while it was in with the electricity going through, it didn't bother me at all.
I don't think you could get a needle through my foot because I have so much dry skin that I
You're
feel
a
like
mess,
I
Jess.
feel like you'd have to like hammer it in my foot. Is that gross?
You'd have to
thought
get a
about that
pedicure
too.
first before you went.
I did. I got a pedicure before I went.
I
was
would've
like,
too.
oh my
Now,
God.
does this work with helping with body odor as well? Because I heard that some people really have a sweating problem. I can
Right.
work out for hours and hours and hours and not sweat. It takes a long time for me to actually sweat. But some people, they just wake up and they start sweating. They have a sweating problem.
Right.
So could this help with
Yeah.
that?
Well, as Doctor said in the interview, it does help many things, and I don't think he did mention that, but I did read that it does help that. But acupuncture is good for so many things, including weight loss, migraine headaches, as you heard, in the clip too. But I was just surprised to learn. One good thing is that he's a medical doctor as well, so he has all the medicine behind him, and he did train specifically then in the acupuncture for these different therapies. And he's just very mild-mannered and very helpful. And to me, I think it's, now I only had the one treatment, so I don't know if it worked yet. I do feel a little relief when I have my shoes on. They feel a little better.
I fill my shoes with powder every morning.
So do I.
So I take them off and I have white feet, and I know you said you do them, Kristen.
Yeah, and then you walk around the house and you have all the big footprints. What kind of powder do you use?
Baby powder.
Yeah, so we all have the baby powder in the carpet. and
Well,
then
you
we
use
wonder
foot
why it
powder.
rings.
What's the difference? I wonder what the difference
Oh, the
is.
foot
know what
powder has
powder-
cornstarch in
I
it.
don't really
think.
know if there is
I
a
like the
difference.
powder that smells. It's like I don't know. It smells like
Lavender?
something. It's not lavender. It's in like an orange. It's like probably old lady powder, but I like it. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's orange. What's the name of it? Anyone else there want to help me out?
Orange.
It's great. I'll have to bring it in and
I
but
don't
I
know.
like it. But it smells
does it
really
smell
good.
like?
It just smells clean. It smells Gold Bond.
Gold Bond.
Gold Bond, someone from
Thank
the
you.
audience.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
I do. You have to try it. I'll
Gold
bring it in.
Bond, I think sports players use Gold Bond. Don't
There
they?
you go.
Well, I use
like
Gold
Gold
Bond
Bond.
lotion on my hands. I like Gold Bond a lot, all their products.
We're gonna do our Let's Talk About segment coming up,
Yay.
and I have a question about, it's called the placenta pill. What's that all about? Does anyone know?
Santa pill.
Wait a minute, I think I saw this somewhere. Like, on Access Hollywood or something.
Well, stay right there. When we come out, we're going to find out what the placenta pill is.
Welcome back to the girls. On this segment, we call it Let's Talk About It, and let's talk about this. You have an interesting article here called Placenta Pill Goes Hollywood. Now, I know the placenta deals with a baby, so that is weird. So what is it about?
That is weird. Well, actually, I heard it on the radio today. I was driving and thinking about what we were going to talk about in the Let's Talk About, and they said that women are actually freezing their placenta and then eating it. And I almost put my car, slammed on the brakes to hear this. But
I don't think I could ever be that hungry.
The reason for it is that they're saying they referred to it as supporters of this practice point to the vitamin-enriched organ that can supposedly help with postpartum depression, the regulation of hormones, and the increase of mother's milk supply. So I guess that's the thing to do now is
Well, think
to,
about when kittens and dogs and when the
Yeah, they
animals
eat
have
it.
their
Like it.
babies, they eat up all the placenta, so it is a natural instinct.
Okay.
I'm just thinking about
Okay.
that.
I guess
They eat
there's
up everything.
alternative. So they made a placenta pill out of it, so that
well,
you
that's
don't.
better.
Well, other people eat it. Like they put it on their hamburgers, and they actually eat the placenta. If they freeze it, obviously it could last longer. I just thought. I mean, it's remarkable what
What does it
medicine
look
has
like?
come
I
to.
just think of this big like.
It looks like a jellyfish.
Yeah,
you
like
know
a
what I mean?
jellyfish.
Yeah, it looks like a breast implant, but it has blood in it.
And they put on their hamburgers, really? I'll have extra mayo, a little bit of ketchup and placenta, please.
Exactly.
How about me? Hold the placenta. Hold the placenta.
Interesting.
I'll have extra placenta with that. Thank you. Of my own
Alright.
placenta.
I just think you can do all these things, and medicine is just advancing so much. One day there has to be a cure for all these horrible
a man to
diseases.
have a baby?
Oh yeah, let's have a man have a baby.
Well, there
and
was
try it
a
out.
guy who was pregnant and had the baby. Don't you remember that
Well,
guy?
he was born a woman.
So he really wasn't a guy.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a whole big farce. But anyhow, some guys are women.
Really?
Well, the way they act, they are. Oh heck yeah.
That's a whole other.
Oh, Debbie, you
And I
get a
could
win
just see
for
a
that
husband
one.
with his. I could just see all the guys
Along
with their
tonight.
wives watching this show, man. Honey, turn this off now. Turn this off. Turn this show off.
Well, okay.
What else do we have?
Yeah, what else we got?
All right, so somebody wants to know from our audience, and let's talk about what else can acupuncture be used for besides pain. It actually is a neurological thing, so it is all about the nerves, and you can also use it for weight loss, which is pretty interesting. So maybe, it touches the nerves, it makes, I don't know, it just
So
makes you
if
think.
someone's on my nerves, can I get this done?
Does
Maybe.
that have anything to do with like voodoo?
Ooh, I have a voodoo doll at home.
Get out.
Yeah.
That's the little doll that you put the
I might
pins
dress it
in.
up.
Right, well, I don't know. This is snowballing. And doesn't it help with arthritis?
Well, arthritis is pain, don't you think? Look at us.
Yeah, I would say yes, probably.
Yes, you would say yes.
Arthritis, yeah.
I would
Definitely.
think so.
Oh, Jasmine.
Everybody
Or
goes stick
my
needles in
question
your
doesn't have
feet.
anything to do with what we talked about on the show, but it is a very concerned woman, and her question reads, do you agree or disagree about giving your social security number to a particular tax agency when paying your per capita tax? Just a note, the city here will not accept your payment unless you give your social security number. What do you think about that?
I won't give any of my personal information over the phone, but in person, if this is something that everyone has to do, this is their job.
Right.
So they have to keep your information
But why do they
secure.
need your social security number to pay your bill? I mean, if you've been paying your bill all these years and then all of a sudden they need your social security number.
Look at all the different kinds of theft now with the internet, with access to computers, technology is so different now. That's probably why they're making new rules.
Yeah, but why would I want to give my social security number if there is identity theft? Then you're giving them more access to my
Well, I
information.
think, but on the other hand, too, it might be because so many people are getting fake social security numbers and fake social security cards and becoming non-legal citizens of the United States. So maybe this is a way of proving that you are a legal citizen of the United States, and in the long run, maybe it will help you.
Right, I agree
because
with that.
it'll be on record, and they'll know that it's you, and you're Debbie Lesante, and I'm KRISTEN BUCZYNSKI, and that's a fact because I was born in the United States, and I got a social security number,
And that's your number.
and that's your number. I mean, so who
I always get
knows?
nervous holding my children's social security numbers because that's a big responsibility, holding this until they're 18. I know we had a box at our house that you handed me all my stuff when I was 18, but still holding all that stuff and not getting it lost or giving it to people to get savings bonds. So you have to be very careful about giving out your information and who you give that information out to.
Absolutely.
What's Jasmine's answer to this?
Oh, I just give my social to anybody. I'm not real
Like
responsible
your phone
with
number.
it, but like say I want to order something off the internet, and they're like, "What's your social?" Do they do that when you order?
No, they
no.
don't.
Okay, I'm thinking credit card numbers.
Credit card number.
Sometimes they might ask you for your last 4 digits.
Yeah, like I'm kind of like very too trusting with that stuff. I think like if it's for credit card numbers and I'm ordering clothes, I'm like no problem. Well, my aunt, who's 4 times my age, is like very, very. Oh, I don't know if that's a legit site. So with socials, I don't give it out to anybody, but I do give it out probably more willingly than like you who said you have to do it in person. I have given it over the phone.
Maybe that's from past experiences because I had identity theft, not identity theft, but I had someone take my credit card and go on a shopping spree. And
I meant to say I'm sorry,
that
and I
was
will
me.
pay you back. Sorry.
I'm thinking, wait.
Right.
well, we received a phone call, thank goodness, from the credit card company, and someone was in California buying all kind of electronics, and it was within a matter of hours that they spent thousands and thousands. So they did put a stop, like red flagged it, and then they did call us. So now, every time we use our credit card after the 3rd purchase, there's a phone call, and I get stopped.
annoying.
So I think my husband did that. He
No.
must have stopped. Like after that 3rd purchase, it's like, okay, that's enough is enough.
I'm really cautious because I did actually have my identity stolen. Now, I did
Whole
not.
identity.
Yes. It's a very long story, and it's for another time. But yes, I mean, not personal information as in social security number and that kind of thing, but my identity as a whole, where I won't get into it, but people around the country were thinking I was someone else, and they knew where I lived, and they knew my phone number, and they knew things about me, and they knew things about my family, and it was somebody else posing as me.
Oh, okay. So we had a pretender.
How did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Said, how did you reverse that? Did they have to give you a new social security number?
Well, they didn't use my social security number. They didn't use my. They didn't even use my name.
They used her face, her
They
image,
used my
her
face.
look.
They used my family. They used my past. They used my.
They used your life.
They used my life, in a nutshell.
Sounds like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah, right. I don't think anyone would want to take JASMINE because they would have to spend a lot of time learning how to spell Mazurkiwecz. They're like, wait a second, M-A-Z-U, darn it, let me start
and
over.
as we run out of time spelling Mazurkiwecz to the sound of M-A-Z-U-R-K-I-W-E-C-Z.
You have to sing it to the Mickey Mouse. That's
Exactly,
how we
the
learn
Mickey
it.
Mouse, that's how the kids learn.
But on another topic, we're going to be traveling because we're going to be talking about that on our next show.
On the next show, we're going to travel.
Nice. I'm excited. I love
Save
traveling.
some money, show people where they can go.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Okay, well, make sure you watch us here on Channel 13 locally, and we're in the Allentown area and Pottsville and all over the place. So wherever you're watching us, keep watching us. Check us out on Facebook and go to the girls, SSP TV. We're all over the place. Send us your comments, your questions, your concerns, anything at all. That's it for today.
All right. See you next time.
Great.
Bye.